The Beatles' legacy is often described as one of innovation, courage, and boundary-pushing artistry. They are remembered as fearless creators who constantly experimented, but in reality, their early years told a different story. From the moment John Lennon and Paul McCartney met, the two struck up a friendship built on shared influences and immediately began writing together. Their partnership produced songs at a remarkable pace, and their catalog began to expand almost from day one. By the time the group secured Brian Epstein as their manager and eventually landed a record deal, they already had such a backlog of material that some songs inevitably remained unreleased. Creating their first albums required a balance between revisiting those earlier tracks while also keeping up with the steady stream of new material Lennon and McCartney continued to generate. The sheer productivity never slowed, even as Beatlemania swept the globe. Yet the approach to songwriting began to shift. By 1964, McCartney later admitted, the change wasn't so much in the mechanics of how he wrote, but rather in his mindset. When he looks back on Beatles For Sale, he views it as an album built on the pressure to deliver chart-topping hits. In his mind, the main goal during that period had become singular: write songs that would sell. He considered tracks like Every Little Thing emblematic of that mindset. To him, it wasn't created with the ambition of being a timeless work, but rather as a deliberate attempt to craft the band's next single. Because it ultimately didn't reach that standard, McCartney saw it as little more than filler. He felt it was a decent song but lacked the spark that could make it a defining hit. Another example was What You're Doing. McCartney described it in retrospect as another filler track, a piece that failed to carry the energy of a true single. However, he allowed that the recording itself worked better than the composition, acknowledging that occasionally the strength of the performance could elevate weaker material. In this case, he highlighted Ringo Starr's drumming as the element that gave the track at least some lasting value, even if he remained unconvinced by the song itself.